So basically we are going to do this is graph bipartite problem today. This is problem number 785. Now it is given that given an undirected graph, return true if and only if it is bipartite. So bipartite is basically when we can divide the nodes into two sets. Like a graph is there and we have to divide the nodes into two sets, so that like one there's one set and there's another set, and node from one set can only have an edge to the another set. So basically we need to find out, and also we understand from this solution, from this example, that if we have so basically for a from the theory of bipartite graph, what we can see is that if there is an odd cycle, if there is an odd cycle in the graph, then we are sure that it is not bipartite, because we cannot divide it into two sets, because if one is connected to 2 and 2 is connected to 3 and 3 is again connected to 1, so this is basically, so how will we divide it into two sets? Because if we color 1 in red, 2 in blue, then 3 in red, and then we see that when we see that 1 and 3 both have the same color, and we want that half the element should be of one color and another half element should be of another color. So basically we need to see that if the graph is bipartite or not. So let's just get into it. Basically the indices are from 0 to graph dot length minus 1. So first we'll just so we can see the constraint here, and okay, so empty graph is not there in the constraint, so we don't need to have that condition. Now basically what we can do here is, now we have to see that we can divide the graph into two sets or not. So let's just go with the coloring approach. Like we'll have half sets as red and half sets as blue. So basically so what we are thinking is, if we start with, let's say, zeroth index node, so basically we'll color it with 1. Let's say we have colored it with blue, and blue is a 1, and now all the neighbors of it, so basically all the neighbors of it will color them as red, and then consequently the neighbors of other neighbors will be colored as blue. So subsequently what we are seeing is layer by layer approach is going to be nice for us and would be more comfortable. So let's try BFS over here. So also we can see that this graph can be disconnected. It can have multiple components, because there is nowhere it is written that it is connected graph or something. So this is something that you should clarify with the interviewer, and if not, then basically you just have to check for all the nodes. So let's just start, because we have taken n as the size of the graph, and now we are just putting all these things for every node we have to start the BFS. So basically for every node we have to start the BFS. Also what I'm thinking is, we have to have one color array. We have to have one color array that is of n size and initialize it with 0. Let's say 0 is the white color and all the unexplored nodes are of white color. So we'll check that if color of I is not is equal to 0, then only we'll proceed, because if it is colored, then we have already visited that node. So basically we have to go through this, and now we'll just make a queue. Now we'll make a queue, and firstly we'll just push the ith node in it, and color of I, let's say color of I is equals to 1. Now while the like our trivial BFS approach, we can see that if we can now we'll start with this, and let's say we have a vertex that is in the front of the queue, and we'll just pop it out. It is the standard breadth first search approach, in which the first element is inserted in the queue first, and then we start exploring the other nodes. So that this breadth first search is a very clever algorithm in which we are parallelly operating over layers, and we are just seeing that okay, so basically Now what we'll do is like the color of V, what we'll do is color of V, let's say we just color it as 1. Okay, and now basically we don't need to actually, but let's just see that what happens. So now we'll iterate through all the neighbors. Let's say we call it as U, and we'll just iterate it over. So graph of V, so we'll just see that if color of so basically if the adjacent nodes have the same color, then we can surely say that it is not a bipartite graph, because we can see in this example we can see that in this the 1 and 3 they were having an edge together, but then also they were of the same color, so they cannot be divided into cycle, they cannot be divided into two sets. So basically if color of U is equals to color of V, then we'll say that surely you have to return false in this case. Now now we'll see that if color of U is not equal to 0. So basically if color of U is not equal to 0, so what does this mean is that the neighbor is already colored through some approach, it is already colored, so we'll just continue from here if it is colored. Okay, now if it is not colored, then we'll say that if color of V, its parent, is equals to 1, then we'll color this U as 2, and else color of U is equals to 1. So through this, we can see that we can have the code going. Okay, and okay, so color of I is equals to 1 and color of V is equals to 1. So basically we are coloring it. I think it is yeah, it is required, because firstly the first element we are going to color is the first element. And now if everything goes well according to a plan, and whole BFS it gets over, and on all vertices it gets over, and we have not returned false, that means that okay, it does not have any odd cycles, and this graph is definitely a bipartite graph, because we have not found the case where two adjacent nodes have the same color. Let us just try run over an example. Like let's just say 1 2 3 and 1. Okay, so if we dry run this, let's say the the color array initially for this would be 0 0 0 0, and now okay, so no, it is just three elements, so color array would be this. And now like we'll start from one and then we'll just push one, and actually one is zero over here, because the nodes are 0 1 2 and 3. So let's just assume that this is 0 1 and 2. So basically now let's say the queue is here. We see the queue, in this queue we have push 0, and the color array. What would happen to the color array now? So basically in the queue we have seen that yes, it was 0. The color of the first element was 0, and so we have created a queue, and we have pushed the first element, and we have made its color as, so we have made its color 0. We have made its color 1. Now we'll proceed to this while loop, and we'll see that now this in this queue we have the 0th element as the first, so this will come out, and color of V is equals to 1. That is already, we have done that, and then this will pop out of the queue. Okay, so it will pop out of the queue, and now we'll explore the neighbors of this 0. So basically the neighbors of 0 are what? The neighbors of 0 are 1 and 2 both. So if the neighbors of 0 are 1 and 2 both, and we can see that both the neighbors have 0, their color is not equal to the parent, and it is equal to 0. So basically we can say that yes, color of V is equals to 1. So the color of both 1 and 2, it will become 2. So now the color is this, and then we'll push both the, okay, so we also need to push the elements here, and we forgot to do that. So q dot push u, basically we need to when we assign the colors after processing After processing, we have to push it into the queue. So now the queue would become 1 and 2. Now again this again would cycle would return, and it will come here. And now the v would be 1, and color of v, so color of v is equals to 1. I think this color, I don't have to assign this color, I guess, because if we assign this one as one color of one as one, then I think it will be a mistake. So let's just not assign the color here. Okay, so basically now basically we'll see through all the neighbors. So the neighbors, we can see that the neighbors of 1 are 0 and 2. It's not a directed graph, so basically they are 0 and 2. So now we'll see that color of 0 and color of 1, are they equal? No, they are not equal. But we can when we come to 2, we see that the color of both 2 and 1, they are equal. So what will happen here is it will return false. So I think it will return false. So I think it is working fine. Let's just run the code and check. Okay, this, let's just see. There's an extra parenthesis. Damn, what happened? I think the parenthesis issue was, the parenthesis should be there actually. I don't know where the parenthesis is going wrong. Let me just check it. Okay, and this is for the for. Okay, why was it wrong? Okay, so after the for loop, I think we have to return true. Yes, it has been accepted. Let's check for some of the custom cases. Okay, so in this case 13021302. Okay, so basically in this, if it is 13021313 and 02, so basically if we can draw this, it will be like 13 and 02. So it can surely be divided into two parts, and we are getting the right thing. We are getting the right answer as it is. Let's just play with it, and let's just see that our example is running fine or not. So 0112 and 20. Let's check if it works fine or not. It should return false because yes, so basically it is returning false. So I think it will be fine, and let's submit it. Yay, success. So thank you so much for watching. Happy coding.